Most people don't fail when they start. They fail when they try to grow. At the beginning, everything is controlled. Spending is measured. Risk is limited. Decisions are deliberate. Then growth becomes the goal. More income, more leverage, just more opportunity. And somewhere in that process, the system that created stability gets stretched beyond its limits. Not because growth is wrong, but because growth is misunderstood. This episode is about how to grow without breaking what already works. Growth is usually treated as expansion. More revenue, more activity, more movement. And the assumption is simple. If something works, just do more of it. Scale it. Push it. Accelerate it. And that sounds logical until you realize that most systems aren't designed for increased pressure. They're designed for current conditions. And when those conditions change, the system doesn't scale automatically. It strains. Sometimes quietly. Sometimes all at once. But eventually, something gives. Growth is not just expansion. It's increased load on a system. And every system has its limits. Let's break this into 3 parts. 1, capacity. This is what your system can currently handle. Cash flow stability, expense structure, decision quality, risk tolerance. At this level, everything functions. 2, pressure increase. Growth introduces pressure. Higher expenses, larger commitments, faster decisions, and greater exposure to risk. Nothing is broken yet, but the system is being tested. 3, structural response. This is where outcomes diverge. Either the system adapts or the system fails. And most people, they don't adjust the system. They just increase the pressure. And that's where the problems begin. If your system is the capacity limit and growth is increased load, when the load is greater than the capacity, you will have failure. Growth only works when capacity expands first. When growth is not supported by structure, it creates instability. It looks like progress on the surface, but underneath, pressure builds. Here's what that looks like in practice. Revenue increases, so spending increases. Commitments increase, risk exposure increases, but the structure stays the same. Eventually, something shifts. Revenue slows, expenses remain high, flexibility just disappears. Now, the system has no room to adjust. This is where most people say, but I was doing everything right. But they weren't. They were growing without reinforcing the system. And growth without structure is just delayed instability. Rule number 5. Increase capacity before increasing load. Increase capacity before increasing load. If your system can't handle more, adding more will not create growth, but it will create pressure. And pressure without structure leads to failure. People who build durable financial systems don't chase growth. They prepare for it. They understand that growth is not a reward. It's a responsibility. They don't ask, how can I make more money? They ask, can my system support more? And if the answer is no, they don't move faster. They reinforce structure first because they know something most people learn too late. Growth doesn't expose opportunity. It exposes weakness. Once your system can handle growth, the next question becomes how to direct it. Because not all growth leads to control. And not all expansion builds long-term stability. In the next episode, we're going to break down how to allocate growth correctly. Because where growth goes determines whether it builds wealth or just increases complexity.